Another episode of Alachua Home Pros Trades Talk. We kind of went off script a little bit today. Workforce and apprentices, people into the trades, has been a hot topic. Everyone's talking about the economy and all these other stuff. So I went out and I found myself a brand new apprentice in the local HVAC program. We got Michael from North Central Florida Air Conditioning here. He recently came as an apprentice to the Santa Fe program, the HVAC program. So I asked him to come in and share some thoughts about the apprenticeship program, why he decided to go in that direction. So here we go.
Hello.
Hello. All right. So graduated high school
2022.
2020,
Yeah.
and then you decided, hey, I want to try this trades thing. So you joined North Central Florida Air Conditioning and you went into their apprentice program,
Yes,
right? How did it take you 2 years after high school to decide that this is something you want to do?
Well, when I was in high school, I was working at Publix. So they gave me some opportunities there that, weren't going to be there later on. So I tried that out and that didn't work out. I dabbled in supply house. So I was working in a supply house. I was like, I'm tired of being half in, half out, and gave North Central Florida Air Conditioning a phone call and was like, hey.
All right. So you went to school in South Florida.
Yes.
All right. Public schools?
Yes.
All right. What public school educators were you given career advice?
Almost every single day except for my senior year of high school.
What was the overall of the career advice you were getting from, let's say, your counselors and teachers?
Well, teachers was mainly college. It's like you need to get good grades, you need to pay attention, you need to go to college so you can get a good career. Counselors, on the other hand, since they've been dealing with me for a little bit longer, they kind of understood that college might have not been my end goal, but teachers for college every single day.
All right. And what about college was not something that you decided that's the career path you want to go in?
I really like school in a sense. Something about 8 hours a day listening to someone lecture me is not very appealing. So I couldn't imagine doing that for another 4 years at college and then having to go find a desk job somewhere. So it just wasn't really my thing.
So trades was not something that the school said was a viable option to something that you would be considering.
No.
Why do you think that was?
Well, especially down in South Florida where I lived, there was definitely a stigma of, tradesmen aren't, the nicest. They're not making all the money.
Do you find some irony that you go to college a week at night now?
I do, but I feel like the college environment, it's a little bit different in the sense of I'm going for 2.5 hours every couple days. How does it feel?
So tell me about that trades program. So you're over at Santa Fe, so you work a full day.
Yeah.
And then you get cleaned up and you go, or sometimes maybe not get cleaned up and you go straight there. What is it that you're learning there?
So at the moment with the basics, so going over basic safety and stuff like that. But in a couple weeks, do start to go into the more HVAC oriented stuff. So as soon as that happens, I'll be able to learn more of how the system works and not just how to put it together. At the moment, works of working on a job site.
So bookwork, math,
yeah,
reading,
a little bit, not too much.
So first, the skill set that you learned, the arithmetic and stuff, you're applying in the trade. So how long is this program?
4 years long, from August to May for the next 4 years. Yeah.
Okay. So 2 semesters a year for 4 years. Mm-hmm. And then from there, where are yourself going after that? So you graduate this program. What does it do?
It opens up a lot of doors. Whether or not I stay in North Central AC or if I decide to move back down south or whatever, I'm certified everywhere. I can move to Alaska if I felt like it, which is, again, now I have a useful skill for the rest of my life.
I bet you they don't use a lot of air conditioning in Alaska.
Probably not, but I still have the option.
So if you decided to go a different path, you graduated from high school, you took the advice of the teacher, and you wanted to follow in your teacher's footsteps, and you wanted to go to college to become a teacher. The average, I think the last time I saw, the average person comes out of college $40,000 in debt. So how much are you going to come out of college in debt?
0.
You're not paying for it?
No, I'm with North Central Florida Air Conditioning.
Do you get paid during the day to work?
Yeah.
So you're making money during the day and you don't have to pay for your college at night.
Yep.
Average teacher makes what when they come out of school? Just your best guess. Like $4,500 coming out of school. How do they have to teach to pay $160,000 a day?
4 years. And that's if they're just literally taking their paycheck and just putting it into their loans.
So another 4 years.
Yeah.
So 8 years down the road, it would be 4 years down.
Mm-hmm.
And I assume you'd probably in those 4 years, right?
Some.
Even if it's just another 30,000.
Yeah.
So how much money would you make in another 4 years with that 30,000? Another thousand, right?
Yeah.
So after that 8 years, you're up another 120,000 on that person that went to school to become a school teacher.
Exactly.
Do you think they ever catch up?
Probably not.
It takes a long time. So again, the whole point of this discussion is you do go outside and you right.
Yeah.
You get dirty, you get home tired,
Exactly.
right? But is it a viable career option?
Yeah.
Yep. Can you make money at it?
Oh, for
Do you
sure.
have to go in debt to do it?
No.
Not at all. You'll be your own businessman? Can you make your own? Can you do your own company?
Eventually, yeah.
In Florida, do you think HVAC is an important trade that Floridians would like?
Oh, 100%.
So do you think the HVAC repairman will ever get outsourced to overseas? No. Do you think AI is going to replace the guy coming out to fix your unit?
No, because it's not going to come out at 9 o'clock at night.
So there's a lot of job security there, right? So what about teaching people? Do you think they have online courses that can be taught by AI here soon?
I believe they already do. I think I took some back before I started here because I was in community college.
What about like a history teacher, position that teaches something that has not changed, will not change? You think over that career, relatively easy?
Yeah.
So all these career fields that people talk about going to college for are at very high risk. Even engineering, like most people are like, well, be an engineer. I'm an engineer. I got a master's in engineering. Engineers overseas make a third of what engineers in America. So it's the same math, it's the same physics. So if I'm going to get something designed and I can pay an overseas engineer to do it for a third of what I can pay a local down the street engineer,
Yeah.
As a business person, what would I choose?
You choose the overseas.
You go overseas on that. So it is a solid, the trades is a solid career choice. So we just need to get the word out to the people, young minds, that it's not a bad thing to have to work with your hands and your brain. I'm so happy with Santa Fe High School. They have started a high school HVAC program. So you can graduate high school with what you're going to graduate with. So you went through high school and then you have to spend 3 or 4 more years out of high school. Now you can come straight out of middle school, go into Santa Fe High School, come out and be licensed as a journeyman. So that instead of starting at $18 or $20 an hour and then having 4 more years, you can start at $20, $24, $25 an hour and be in the field actually working without having to give up your nights and weekends. And you can go and do pool or run your ATVs or anything like that. So we're seeing a slow change, but this isn't just HVAC. This is plumbings and electricians and framers, of course, but even things like going in and doing some coding or paralegals or things like that. Those are non-college required things that people use every single day, that we have pushed people away from those for whatever reason and pushed them into things that are no longer necessarily long-term. This has been another episode of Trade Talks. I'm Ray with Alachua Home Pros.